Hi, Krishna. This is Chris again. I'm going to go about this at a little different approach here. I went and set up all of these locations. You can forget wholesale for right now, but all of these locations, I changed all the configurations. So what I want us to do is I want to go through each location, and I want to make sure that you're making sure that it's working properly. Okay. The first one we're going to start with is Atlanta, and you'll be able to check out all these in a view. So if you open up your RDC and you go again to Network Setup and then POS Configuration, you can go ahead and search. And then if you do not see this view called Checkout Process here, you will need to go up here and go change it to Checkout Process. And that only has the switches that we need to concentrate on right here. All right, Atlanta Tasting Room. This basically, as you can see, well, you can't see them all, but you will be when you log in, is that everything is set to no. Receipts, hold order for tips, enabled tips suggestions is set to no. So what we need to do is we need to go and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to log in and go to Atlanta, and then I'm going to go check some stuff, go to checkout. All right, you can see that, no gift cards, no, card on file because we ain't logged in. You can see that this is still here, but this needs to be gone because we're not logged in, but I showed that to you in the other video. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to do this. I'm going to process it this way and see if it handles correctly without splitting the payment. So I need to stop the video and then swipe the card because it doesn't allow me to do it when I'm screen mirroring. Okay. Okay, Krishna, now I'm back. I went and I charged the card, and this is what it did. It brought me back to this screen. It successfully charged the card, and then it brought me back to this screen, and it basically, instead of closing the order, it didn't do that, and it just sat there. Now if I go, I also can pull up the transactions. And if you go look at the transaction, this is kind of important. I want you to do this, is open up transaction, file transaction, and then clear your search, and then choose today because you're going to concentrate on everything that you're running when you're testing. And that goes in the date, time, created range on the general tab. So just do a search. Okay. Now this is the one I just ran right here. And as you can see, it did not authorize, it just authorized it. It didn't do a sale, and then it didn't close the order, so it's still pending. And that's why it's sitting on the checkout screen, because it didn't close the order and then it didn't go to the new order screen. So that is a big thing. And if I actually go and go through the split of payments in Atlanta, it does the same thing. It'll actually go through all the payments. It will just authorize all of them, and then just sit here because it doesn't close the order and it doesn't go to the new order screen. If all of these things are set to no, if the whole order for tips is set to no, and the tips is set to no, if those two things are set to no, then there's no reason not to do a sale instead of an authorize in here, because we don't need to capture the sale because they're not going to enter a tip at any time. So no tips, no authorization, just do a sale. All right, and when you're doing a sale, if you do OpenEdge and Evo, you're going to, do sale transactions with them with their little, whatever you're interfacing with, and then you're going to pass into the record credit card payment. You're going to pass a status of charged instead of authorized. So then that tells me that you did a sale transaction with OpenEdge or Evo, and it also tells me that I do not need to go and recharge that again or capture it. If it's anything else like the shuttle or any of the other devices, then you're just going to call. I'm actually writing that up too, so you'll call authorized credit card payment, authorized card on file, submit cash or check payment, and you'll always pass in a finalized payment in this situation. And that is with both tips, hold for tips, and enable tip suggestions set to yes. Okay, I think that is a pretty good video about Atlanta. Hopefully you can get that working for me tomorrow. All right.